was today.
Uh-huh.
So was pretty similar to the last one. So those are I think the bads. And the goods was the first thing I told you. Like being good, even the worst
Okay,
mental condition.
so
Yeah.
you were actually able to what's it called? Solve the problem, and you said you did well, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
but you also mentioned that your communication wasn't that great either. So I'm kind of like confused between like those two statements. Are you saying you did well in spite of the bad communication, or what's up?
There was a point where like I was trying to explain my most optimal approach to him, but he didn't catch that I was kind of improving my answer. Thought that my
Uh,
answer was like still in a quadratic time. He didn't catch like when I was explaining. So I was not that clear in my example.
I see.
So do you understand like
Yeah,
this?
so what you're saying is that you knew what how to do the problem, but then you kind of lost the interviewer at some places.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, just for sake of example, the problem was triplet sum,
Yeah.
to find a triplet.
Is it
And yeah, go ahead.
is it the one that is at the top of your problem sheet?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, actually it's on the row. Yeah, 246, like triplet sum.
Okay.
I don't think it's if it's in the top of it. But anyways, I gave him like n to the power of third, all of n to the power of third answer. And when I was explaining my most optimal approach, I was kind of use a part of the two sum,
Mm-hmm.
and then use like have like a two sum considering the third element. Uh, he didn't understand that my two sum solution, would be in would not like we're not gonna be in all of n squared time. He understood that I would have like another four inside of four while explaining. So that was a point. I was not able to be very clear. But it's just like he pointed out, if I just moved the other pointer while explaining, he would have understood that was kind of I would do a for loop and then have a two sum inside of the considering this the elements ahead of this for loop.
Okay.
So which was
I
pretty
don't
simple.
exactly know the problem, but I think I kind of get
Mhm.
it. It's that if you
Mhm.
had walked through the example that you were doing
Mhm.
instead of just talking about it, then you he would have understood what you were talking about.
Yeah, if I did like I walked through the example, but if I walk different, like in a different kind of example, I think the example I chose was not good, to
Yeah.
explain.
Okay, yeah, I mentioned this before. Like if you just walk through an example, it's very easy to get the interviewer back on track. So if it's just
Mhm.
choice of example, then that's a small mistake that can easily be fixed. Make something, just choose something that's better and simple that demonstrates your
Mhm.
idea. That's fine. It's just like I said, it's just a small thing, right? You got the skeleton already there, and you're already walking through examples
Yeah.
already. So it's just like,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you picked a better example, it'd been fine. So.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what
Yeah.
example you actually picked.
Okay. Just a minute.
Yeah, I want to see what the
Uh,
problem looked like.
when you said like on the top of the it's on the problem sheet.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
the
it's
problem
this one.
sheet. Okay, I thought you said it wasn't.
So
Okay, let's look at it.
the example is like you see there's this first array, then there's the second, the third array here. Avoid repetitions, like below the avoid repetitions statement. So this is what I was trying to explain to him. So yeah, I went to one, and the target that I was trying to find is in this case here was 26. And like given the fact that the first pointer is one, the second pointer would be in 23,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the other one, yeah, let me just make sure. Oh no, no, actually, it's on the other one.
Uh huh.
Below the I wrote complexity is better approach, and then target 14. You see?
Oh, I see.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. So you have three
yeah,
nested loops. Run a triplet, found the triplet. We found the
yeah.
triplet equals to a target stored. Yeah. So this is pretty straightforward to me. Actually, I understand what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
I didn't even read the problem, and I already understood exactly what you're talking about. And so
Did
yeah,
it
that's
and understood. Yeah.
yeah, that's perfect. It's like if I can not have to read the problem and I understand exactly what you're trying to go for, then
Hmm.
this means it's a very good explanation. So good job on that.
Thanks.
All right, very so next
Uh,
one, better approach. So then your better approach here is I'm trying to understand this.
uh, yes, I have
I see.
enrolled
You're
like
sorting it, and then you add.
I can try to explain you.
I think I kind of get it, is that you sort the numbers and then you adjust the you iterate with each of the pointers until you go over the limit. Is that
Not
right?
exactly.
Okay. What do you mean?
No. For example, I tried to explain him the solution of the two sum, the most
Okay.
optimal.
Yeah.
You
Sure.
know,
Sure.
that is to have a pointer in the end and the other in the start, in the
Okay.
beginning. And like, well, for example, I'll start from this first element, one, and then I'll take I plus one, right? That is the element two.
Yes.
So I'll set a start as two and the end as 23.
Yeah.
And then what I would do is, since my target's 14,
Uh huh.
you know, I'll subtract from it, that is 13, and I'll try to find. Okay, so 2 plus
Well, first of all,
23
why
is that
13? Why 13?
uh,
Why 13?
13 because like we need to subtract the first one.
Okay.
And then we just need to find two more elements that adds up to 13.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was the thing, So like 2 plus 23 is greater than 13.
Mhm.
So I need to decrement the end.
Yes.
And I guess that's the simple fact of me decrementing the end. He and didn't move in the starting pointer. He thought that this would be still like n squared, this inner operation here. And if I had an example where I would move both pointers, oh, that's smaller, so let's increment. This would be better. Actually, this I have to increment because this is gonna be 12, not
Uh huh.
13, and
Yes.
then I have to increment this one. He didn't catch this part actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Is it
that
did
was
you
the thing I missed.
okay, he didn't catch that part. Was that because you didn't do the pointer movement, or what was? Why did he catch it? Because I think what you just did for me is very straightforward.
Uh, hold up. I think that was. Yeah, I just like for this one. Um, just a minute. I think that was
Yeah.
actually this last example here. Okay,
Okay.
one, and then trying to find 26. Um, and yeah, the 25, which is smaller.
Uh huh.
Uh, and 25. Then I had to increment this, and 27. Um, yeah, like there was one example here. I didn't move this first pointer. And that was it. I just not explained this first part.
Mm-hmm.
That was basically it.
Okay, I see. So I guess he just didn't catch the part about you moving the two pointers closer together to try and find a new target.
Yeah, that was basically this.
Got it. Okay, now I understand where he may have gotten confused. It's the I get the feeling that you may not have you may not
Mm.
did you are you sure you actually told him about this left pointer right pointer and then moving them together?
Yeah,
You told him about it at the first
I
example, right?
told him. I told him.
Mm.
I told him.
Did you
Like,
demonstrate it?
I demonstrated using the two sum as an example.
Okay, and you moved the
Then
pointers themselves, right?
yeah, and move the pointers. I think I don't know, like maybe lack of attention. I don't know. He
Hard to
didn't
say.
catch the detail.
It's hard to say. Mm.
Hard to say. Yeah.
Because I think the way if you did this, to me it makes sense, right? You already said, hey, yeah, I'm gonna subtract 4. I'm gonna get 13. I asked why you get 13 because you're subtracting this one. Okay, that's fine. And then you're moving the pointers
Yeah.
together. And then and then you probably should have followed up, say, okay, if I don't get to my target, then I move my left pointer over and then try again.
Yeah.
So that would have I think would have been a great, yeah, that would have been fine. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty straightforward to me. I understand. I don't even know how to do the problem, and like we're looking at your work, it actually makes perfect sense to me. So I'm like that. I would put that limit on the interviewer, but then again, we're doing everything we can to make it
Yeah.
easy for him. So, as far as what we
Make
could
our
do,
side. Yeah.
yeah, what we could do
Better.
better. Um, I'm guessing. I mean, at this point, I'm assuming that you were still trying to play with the idea, and you weren't like totally 100% committed to it until you actually played with it. So it's hard to say. It's very hard to say. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Just
yeah, it's very difficult to say what you could have done better. Actually, I'm not gonna harp on you for this one at all because again, I would have done exactly the same thing you did.
yeah.
Okay, you know what? But honestly, I have no problem with it. Is like he lost it. You lost him for a little bit, but you got him back. You did another example
Yeah.
to get him back. Fine. How long? And the interview took 35 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. You
Yeah.
factor in the time to you lose the interviewer, get him back. That'd be like another 3 to 5 minutes. You didn't lose the interviewer. You could have gotten this done in 30 minutes. And he
Yeah.
said the solution was correct.
Yeah. The solution was correct.
Good job. Nice,
Um.
nice. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
did all with testing as well. So
Yeah.
I would say that is pretty close to a perfect solution that we can get.
Mhm.
So that's really good. That's really good, man. Okay,
Good. Good.
let's see what else you got going here.
Yeah, and actually, those three following questions. Thursday, after this mock interview, I was not in condition like in Friday because I was in the worst point of my flu. And but yeah, I'm back to practice today. And like the other one, actually, heaps. I think is pretty intuitive to me. Like
Yeah.
most of the problems, and it was only this last one, 247. That again, I was pretty close. But I even put like redo because I haven't finished the problem.
Okay.
I was not going moving forward because it was the same nature, Nodes have parent pointers.
Mm-hmm.
So like the line of thought I followed was okay, since it's an in order traversal, I need to visit left and right.
Uh huh.
But then when going back to left, like moving to the parent, I cannot go back to when going back from right, I cannot go to left again because I already visit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that was the only point I couldn't figure out. I was like, I figure out the first steps in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I spent like 15 minutes trying. I just I redid my logic over and over.
Uh-huh.
It was like very yeah, that was kind of a very intuitive approach that the book took.
Right.
That was like just to I was storing the last visited. But the book suggests me to visit like uh actually to store left visited was kind of that solution. And I took a note of the delta here. Actually, I'm gonna do again
Let me
this
see.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it that you can get the nice solution, but not the optimal one. Same idea.
Yeah.
Store the variable in the node, but the line of thought of the book is just to know that when we visit and move right is that okay. Store variable. Store the variable in the node visited, but the line of thought the book had is to just know when we visit left and then move right. That
Yeah.
way, not going to visit left again and go back to the top. Interesting. Okay, I see. Definitely, I would try breaking up the explanation a little bit more because it's just like one big
Uh-huh.
round sentence. But other than that, I think I kind of get the gist of it. I don't know what the problem exactly entails in order traversal with order one space. Yeah.
Yeah, without recursion or any other extra structure to hold values.
Oh.
So not allowed to use stack or anything else.
No stack, no recursion, right?
No stack, no recursion. just a while loop, managing the pointers. Basically, that's it.
Interesting. Interesting. In order to, yeah, I'm trying to think like how to do that in myself. Like, you're not allowed to use stacks, and you can't, and you have order one space.
The solution of the book went to the first brute force solution from then is to
Oh, okay.
store the parent using a hash map. Since we have a reference to the parent, we don't need this. We just need to visit, like we just need to record
Oh wait,
left
I get
node
it
we
now.
visit.
Actually, I realized now exactly what the solution is now. So it's you record the parent, and then you record the last node that you visited before you branch off left.
Yeah,
And then after that you visit it, then you go back to the top, and then you iterate back down again. And if you've already visited to the left hand side, then you just go to the right hand side, and then in that case you store the previous node, the parent
mhm.
node, and then the right hand side. And if it matches the right hand side, then you visit the node, and then you block that off. I think I kind of understand
Yes,
a little bit.
yes,
Yeah. So effectively, you get to order one space by not what's it called, by basically repeatedly going down the tree. Like, that makes sense actually. Huh.
order of order of what? Can you
You
repeat?
basically avoid the order one space by
Yeah,
continuously iterating down the tree.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that
That's
makes
it.
perfect sense. Okay, and it seems like there's a few that you got perfectly exactly the same as the book. Okay, honestly,
Yeah.
I am not going to be like super nitpicky or surprised. I know that some of these problems are like, oh, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. And I can see that you're not like able to put in the same level of effort as before because of like school and shit. So I totally understand that. But it seems like other
Yeah.
than that, you're doing okay. There's only like a few problems here or there where you kind of like, oh shit, you got fucked up. But other than that, it doesn't seem like it's too bad.
Uh, at this point, do you recommend me like just as in the beginning of our training, like to go back to these problems that are kind of tricky, I'd say,
Yeah.
and try to like redo them like pretty
I
strongly.
think so. I think it's worth doing. Especially the problems that you struggled with multiple times in the past. I think they're worth doing again. You also have this honors
Hmm.
list, and I feel like you could breeze through them. It's hard to
Uh,
say because you're in that zone where you're. I think you're right about the hockey stick. So I think just doing what we've been doing so far is fine. But definitely going back
mhm.
to the problems that you struggle with is also like a good to sprinkle in. Yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
So
I'll do it.
you basically have 2 weeks left, and I think you're in a pretty good pace right now. So
Yeah.
let's see. There's like, I know like you're a little bit sick. I'm a little bit sick, so we can do one of two things. We can do a mock interview, or we could end the session early. Because right now
Uh,
I don't see like too many issues on your practice hour. Just that the number of problems done is a little bit thin.
um, man, I'd say that uh, just for today, like, can we end the session early?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I'm a little bit sick too.
I'm gonna train more today, like, and tomorrow will be the full day, just training.
Okay, got it. Then if
Mm,
that's the case, let's do a mock interview on Tuesday. Yeah. Was that?
that
Do you have,
works.
can you block a 2 hour time for that?
All night. Yes.
Just let me know if like you have tests or some shit.
Um, okay. I don't know. What do you think? Just a suggestion. On the Wednesday, I have a class that start at 8 p.m.
Oh,
Okay.
8 a.m.
Yeah,
or 8 p.m.
and huh?
8 a.m. or
8
8 p.m.
no 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Sorry.
Okay, okay,
Um, and my time here.
okay.
And if we block 2 hours, I will sleep less than 6 hours,
Oh,
less than 5 hours. But like tomorrow, I'll have more mock interviews. Um,
okay.
one
Tomorrow.
more mock interview I'm scheduling with this Amazon guy, and I can record and send you. What do you think? Uh,
Yeah,
and
let's do
we
that.
do another mock on Saturday. I don't know.
Let's do that then, because you're already getting a lot of mock interviews. from people. I don't want to put you through another one, and also it's a kind of excuse for me to rest my voice. I don't know if you can tell that is a little bit fucked up from the cold.
I can tell you're kind of sick, right?
Yeah. That's not why I was late. I'm like, oh shit. I had a little bit of fever last night. I'm like, oh fuck. Um,
I hope you get better, man.
yeah, thanks, man. But yeah,
Okay.
let's do that. Since you're already getting the mock interviews, let's move it to next
Mhm.
Saturday. Send me the recordings of any mock interviews you do, and I can watch
Okay.
on my own time and give you feedback. But yeah, I kind of need to rest
Great.
my voice. But other than that,
Great. I'll do it.
yeah.
I'll do it then.
Other than that, I do see like there like a significant improvement since like 2-3 weeks ago.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
looking very heavily at the delta of the book seems to have helped you a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
Yes. So that I'm very happy with that. So good job, man.
Great. Thanks, man.
All right, cool. Send me the
Uh,
recordings.
uh,
Anything else?
just one last thing. Microsoft, they're gonna do a prep event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they send me an invite. I thought that was pretty cool. Like on the 11th,
Interesting.
just a event to of what they want in the final round. I think was gonna be pretty cool. Just to get you posted about this.
Interesting. Okay. Prep
Yep.
for the so. I mean, I would say you're already on a really good thing right now. You're at a pretty good grade. So don't take the event too seriously. I think just show up for the sake of showing up. But I think
Uh-huh.
you're honestly what you're doing right now is what is way beyond what they expect, I think. So don't take what they say too seriously. Maybe make some notes and then run them by me. But other than that, I think
Yeah.
everything that they say and do, it should already be immediately obvious to you. It might not even be worth your time, but maybe just put it on like show up to the virtual event, put it on the background while kind of doing something else.
Good. Good. Okay. And then I'll send you notes as well and send you videos.
All right,
Okay, man.
sounds good. Take care, man.
Take care, man. Too. Bye.
All right, bye. Yeah. Sorry guys for the late stream. Yeah, like I said, I caught a little bit of a fever last night, probably from what's it called, my trip from the Berkshire Hathaway meeting. So I did a at-home test. I think I caught COVID. Yeah, like the little thing here. But like the test was like really faint, so I had got like a actual in person test at the Walgreens, and I still haven't gotten the results back. So we'll see. Yeah, I guess like since we have a lot of time, if there are people in the crowd who have questions and shit, let me know. Like anything about like maybe my trip last week, what the coaching sessions that we're doing, or anything. Feel free to let me know in the chat. You know. Otherwise, I'll stop the stream. Going once, going twice. All right. Yeah, I guess we'll have another coaching session next Tuesday. Based on what we talked about. Yeah, I mean he's doing pretty well. I think he has a very good shot at landing a lot of these interviews. And so we're mostly just looking for mistakes, and that's really it. And based on what I've seen, I don't think he's making too many mistakes right now. So yeah, we'll see like if that changes on Tuesday. He has some mock interviews that he's going to do, so we'll be able to watch those. And yeah, I'll see you at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Get better soon, Croxu says. Yeah, thanks, man. All right, I'll check y'all later. All right, thank you for joining me.